Good morning, everyone. We are continuing with Chapter 38 from Merging with Śiva, Powers of the Spine, drawn from the Master Course 1967 and 1970 editions. Lesson 261, the spine's central energy. Interesting point it's starting with here. Once in either current for a long time, it is difficult to flow awareness out of it, meaning the Ida and the piṅgalā. That's what it's referring to. There are some people who are predominantly piṅgalā, aggressive in nature, and strong in the human elements in that area. There are some people who are predominantly Ida, human, physical, and earthy, and full of feeling. And there are some who switch from one to the other. These are the more rounded and well-adjusted type of people who can move awareness through the piṅgalā current and through the Ida current and adjust the energies almost at will. So we have the Shum words, series of 3 words. Udi, second dimensional word, book or other publication, any knowledge source. Cheyudi, the masculine intellectual nature related to the Vumcheyudi current of the Simshum BC, intellect or thought. And the word we know best, Vumcheyudi, experiencing the current, blue in color, that flows upward, ending on the right side of the body. The current called piṅgalā in Sanskrit. This current, masculine, aggressive in nature, is the intellectual mental energy within the being. The intellectual energy which causes one to think and to become aware of the intellectual mind. Vumcheyudi is one of the currents of Simshum BC. And back to our text. We have still another basic strong current that you should know about. It is called Sushumna. It is one of 14 currents within the spine which govern the instinctive, intellectual, conscious, subconscious, sub of the subconscious, sub-superconscious, and superconscious areas of the mind. The Ida and the piṅgalā are 2 of these 14, so this leaves 11 more within the spine. When we begin a religious pilgrimage or retreat into sadhana, and we want awareness to dive deep within, we have to withdraw the energy of the vibrating Ida and the vibrating piṅgalā current into Sushumna. This is quite a chore, because these currents have had energy flowing in them for a number of years. So, to rechannel that energy is to rechannel the entire circumference of awareness into the Sushumna current. This takes a lot of practice. Breathing, of course, is a major function of control here. Hatha Yoga is a major function too. Sitting in the lotus position conquers a great deal of the Ida current. The practices of concentration and observation conquer a great deal of the piṅgalā current. Some good, solid study that disciplines awareness, such as the study of math, music, or a skill, moves awareness into the piṅgalā and helps balance these 2 currents. Then the next step is to bring awareness into Sushumna. This is the path. However, if awareness is flowing through the piṅgalā current already and is extremely aggressive, that means the entire nature of the individual is extremely aggressive, intellectual, and it is extremely difficult for him to withdraw those energies into the Sushumna current. Why? because he will argue within himself mentally and reason himself out of it. He will simply go to another book or have a different look at it, or go to another teacher, or watch television instead, or go to another lecture. He will never quite get around to bringing in this aggressive piṅgalā energy from the intellect back to its source, sushumna, so that he can go within and experience superconscious realms of the inner mind consciously. Then we get the Shum series. Series starts with BC. Eternity of the moment felt in the middle of 3 days in the past and 3 in the future. BC means I am aware of the unreality of time and the eternity of the moment. Have you noticed that any concern you might carry always bears upon the past or the future? To dissolve any concern, therefore, all one has to do is to guide awareness to the present. That's a simple way of looking at it. Living in the moment in the center of 3 days in the past and 3 days in the future is the spirit of BC. Used as a greeting, we meet in the eternity of the moment. Then we have Shum BC. Experiencing the third river merging with the first two and the chakra at the back of the head. The beginning of the third Ganga of actinic, odic energy beginning at the top of the spine. Here we have the force that keeps the physical and astral bodies working together and energized. Used as a greeting, meaning we meet in the spine at the beginning of the third Ganga. And the one we know best, Simshum BC. Feeling the actinic energy within the spine. The pure life force, yellow in color, flowing through the spine and out into the nerve system. The area of 14 strong psychic nerve currents of the sub-superconscious state of mind running along the spinal column. The currents run up the center of the spine. These 14 currents include the Vumchayudi and Kalyana currents, termed piṅgalā and Ida in Sanskrit. Central nadi within Simshum BC is called Sushumna in Sanskrit. When a yogi lives in this current, his consciousness is that of a being, neither man, aggressive, nor woman, passive. And back to the text. These two forces, the Ida and the piṅgalā, are the big challenges. They're what makes a person human in the popular sense of the word. It is the degree of energy that flows through the areas of the Ida and piṅgalā that forms one's nature, his actions, reactions, and responses. The areas of his external personality are governed by these two currents. How do you bring about a balance? It is done by regular practice of the 5 steps. Choose a time to withdraw deliberately the energies from both the Ida and piṅgalā currents and to move awareness into Sushumna in a very positive way. In the morning when you awaken and at night before you sleep are the best times. Breathe regularly, the same number of counts in and out. Sit in the lotus posture. When you sit in the lotus posture, you are actually short-circuiting the Ida current to a certain extent. When you are breathing regularly, through the control of the breath, you are short-circuiting the piṅgalā current to a certain extent. Then, when awareness flows into the core of energy within the spine, you soon become consciously conscious of the Sushumna current. At that point, awareness is within and begins immediately to draw upon all the externalized energies of the body. And these two psychic currents are drawn within to their source. Very nice.